Now, personally, I thought that there were parts of that town hall where Trump did himself no favours, showed that he hadn't really moved on from 2020, didn't exactly reach out to the people who voted for him in 16, didn't in 20 to come back in 24. But the media reaction was you shouldn't even be talking to him at all. He's 51%, he'll be the nominee, and the conversation about whether the moderator was able to pull him down. These people honestly have watched the movie Frost Nixon too many times. Do they think they're somehow going to be able to stop the bull that is Donald Trump in front of a live audience of people who gave him a standing ovation?
Either do the news or don't do the news, but stop apologizing and self-flagellating over it. It's absurd the way they are reacting, like a bunch of little babies. How dare you put him on the air? Oh my God, he was allowed to spew lies. What good did this do for the American people? There's a report out today in which a CNN employee actually refers to that town hall as our Chernobyl.
Oh, please.
The drama.
Please.
Yes, this is exactly the same as that, a nuclear meltdown that led to several deaths and cancers for decades. In any event, that's the state of play for CNN and much of the American media, that he is so abhorrent he cannot even be, quote, platformed. Well, guess what? The American people are platforming him. He does look like he's going to be the Republican nominee. Anything could happen, but right now he's the overwhelming favorite. And it is not their job to say no. It's not their job to put their boot on his forehead and shove him back down the escalator. That's not the job of a journalist. They misunderstand their role. If the American people want him to be the nominee, it's going to happen. And CNN's going to have to get out of the way. They owe it to their audience to interview him. And by the way, as for Kaitlan Collins and how she handled that entire debate, my view is she wasn't ready for prime time. There is a way of controlling Donald Trump. She didn't know how to do it, and neither did CNN. They could have called me. I've been through this a lot with him, and there are ways. It's not easy, but it can be done. Instead, she decided to be a little partisan fact checker to try to make herself look tough, like she knew better than Trump. And she wound up just looking partisan and small. Little pro tip. You do not need to correct every single thing he says that you find wrong, erroneous, or false. Pick your top 4. Pick your top 5 at most. Stop nitpicking everything he says and know when to drop the argument. When the horse is dead in front of you, there's no reason to keep beating it. These journalists make a mockery out of the whole process by putting amateurs in there to do a professional's job and then crying about it for a week after actually comparing it to nuclear meltdowns.